I want to begin by saying, as someone that's worked on projects Pan Africa over since I guess 30 years or so, that it's only through the awareness and knowledge and inspiration of organizations such as Youth Café that I can truly begin to have a sense of a change, transformative change that's taking place. And in that regard, inspired by the tenacity, the determination, insight, and wisdom of all of you that are involved with Youth Cafe. I first came to know of Youth Cafe, or even before Youth Cafe. I think, Willis, we met over 10 years ago. You participated in a social entrepreneur contest course training that I was running through UN Habitat. And in fact, you may recall you challenged us on the winners, how we had identified the winners. And it was the articulate tenacity of that challenge that made me realize, this is a person I want to stay connected to. This is a person who I want to watch, and a person who I hope can influence any of the practice that I'm involved in. And on that note, as I look forward, and what role can a university in Canada play with respect to an organization like Youth Cafe? Well, your plan clearly outlines strategic areas, but I want to speak to your theory of change. That document and the insight and wisdom on how you anticipate and are already influencing change should not only shape partnerships, but shape the direction of where leadership stems across Africa, but within the organization itself. And when I do a scan of more recent or upcoming funding opportunities, I really am hopeful that the narrative changes, where the organization comes to Youth Cafe and say, what should we be doing? Not the funder or the donor comes and says, we have this, now fit into it. And I would like to encourage you to work in that direction, because you have the potential to really begin to shift not just the direction of leadership, but also the direction of funding and potential change. And let's just give one example. We recently participated in a grant application related to training, and the funding for the entrepreneurial activity was sourced through a new app that's been designed and developed by two youth in Asia. And I just begin to see there's so much potential if we can take ideas plus needs and then resources and work under the leadership and direction of an organization like Youth Cafe. When you do a scan of the literature, news, and media, youth have always been framed in many negative ways. We use words, or people write, tsunami, youth bulge, and certainly we know the stats, and I don't want to underestimate the real challenges, but so much is lost by that narrative. And I would also like to encourage and inspire you to really tell your story beyond Kenya, beyond the continent, and even globally, in terms of the way that youth can be not just agents of change, but agentive participation. So this idea that you're actively directing change and actively directing your own participation. An organization cannot have a soul, I don't think, but it can have a heart. And that heart really should be one that shines true light. And it shouldn't be a neon, brittle, false plastic light. It should be a light that's more like the flicker and the flame of a candle, a light that shines brightest at the core and the heart of the organization, and then moves beyond that. And so this morning, as a non-youth, and I don't know what you call us, I wish I had another term besides old, but as a non-youth who's worked within this context for many decades, I would like to inspire the rest of the non-youth that are here or listen to humbly sit back, place our future and direction in the hands of youth and organizations such as Youth Cafe, so that we can continue to support and partner in transformative, new, and inspirational ways. So thank you. That's what I'd like to share this morning.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Cherie. We are so honored to have you here with us today. And thank you so much for your kind words and your words of wisdom